Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this YouTube live. I have been on live here before, but this is when we are starting to move some of the activations onto YouTube. And I am trying to set up the camera so that it's square. There you go. And so forgive me if this is the impromptu version. This is where we are beginning. The first time we're doing Monday evening this way. So you are most welcome here. You can leave comments. I may see them when you write. So feel free to comment or converse. That's gonna, at least if you're watching it live, then you will be able to have an answer to any question or anything that comes up for you. So, welcome on board. We are here. Today, the theme is inner spaciousness. That when we release the thought of who we are, that when we release the idea of who we are in our day-to-day lives, that when we walk through, it's very easy to be caught up in what the outside world thinks of us, in the image that we're trying to portray to the outside world. Good evening, Shauna. Welcome on board. Nice to see you on here. So it's really easy to get caught up in the outside world, in the image that we think other people have of us. And as we try to live up to the expectations we think other people have of us or that we have of ourselves, we often get stuck in what we could call an ego trap. This trap of the ego creates a lot of tension, creates a lot of inner pressure, and a certain sense of nervousness. Apologize for my deep voice and I have a cold right now. It is not the infamous flu. It is a regular cold, but I know nonetheless I have it. So I'm going to blow my nose. Hang on. So, as we are, and this is what came up for me in my morning meditation earlier today, was the release. That when we release from the idea of who we think we are, and we move our awareness and our attention into our body the way it is, there is a deep sense of relaxation, a deep sense of peace that comes as you release the idea of other people or of who you think you need to be in order to be accepted or loved. So, in short, bringing your awareness, bringing your attention deep into your system, deep into what is present in your body at this moment, allows you to release. It allows you to this famous word called surrender. It allows you to surrender to the self. As we go within and we surrender to what's present in there, we may find at first, a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, anger, frustration, loneliness, disillusion, and other forms of what we would refer to as negative feelings. But as you surrender to it, you surrender to that feeling that's inside of you, you will find a completely new sense of freedom. This inner freedom allows spaciousness to take place. It allows you to expand your inner consciousness. So if we deeply realize that who you are inside is already enough, that no matter what is present in there, is there envy? Are you jealous? Are you envious of other people? Are you envious of what you think they have, that they look like they have everything together? What is your particular normal energetic state in your body, the feelings that usually come up in your system? As you begin to move your awareness into that, you see what's going on in there. I lost my mom not too long ago in December last year. And the grief comes in waves. It comes up as in, oh goodness, I wish I could tell my mom. Oh, I wish I could show her my new apartment. Oh, I wish I could show her my new, whatever new things are going on in my life. I wish I could share that with her. And as I sit in deep meditation, I realize that on a very deep spiritual level, she is here. She's already aware of all that's going on. And she's very happy. And on another level, when I look into myself, my own inner body, I can see the grieving that's going on. The grief that's part of my life. Now, that's not the end of the world, right? It's normal to grieve a parent that has left us. It's normal to grieve somebody who has left us. Be it a friend that broke up with us, or be it somebody who actually passed away. And as we move our awareness and attention into that space, we might get overwhelmed at first. But as we sit in our meditation, we realize, we surrender to what's present inside. When we surrender, there's a new sense of deep freedom and deep peace within. This is really important. So many of us are struggling to try and figure out how to make our daily lives work, or hit the grind, to be grinding all the time, to be working hard, because we've been taught that's what you're supposed to do. And of course, there's nothing wrong with working hard. What can turn unhealthy is when we mistake the outer world for the inner world. When we live in that state of grinding, when we live in that state of inner tightness, that's where we lose ourselves. Welcome on board, whoever else came on board. Feel free to leave comments. Feel free to ask questions. This YouTube live is here because I want to move the activations, not completely, but once a week. We'll be here every Monday night. I want to move the activations onto here, just to be able to expand to a broader audience. And on YouTube, I have found that there's more interactivity going on, that there are more people who usually write questions and thoughts and comments and stuff like that. So as you drop into your system, you may not know what's going on within you. You may not be able to pinpoint what's wrong in this moment. You may just feel anxious, discontent, or you might feel like, oh, I gotta get on my phone all the time. I don't want to feel what I'm feeling in my system. Well, that's where meditation comes in. That's where we move our awareness and we surrender to what's present within. If you can take that leap of faith, that journey into yourself, you will find that meditation can bring so much more joy, so much more love, so much more peace, than when you're trying to sit there and make your mind stop thinking. If you're sitting there like, oh, okay, I've got to focus. Meditation is very painful when we're in that state. But if you surrender to what's present within, if you surrender to what the feeling is you're trying to escape, If you could just identify, oh, I feel restless. I feel like I gotta go somewhere and do something. So instead of acting on that, sit with the feeling and accept it fully. Embrace what is present within your system and breathe spaciousness into it. This is how we grow in inner standing. This is how we grow in our inner understanding of who we actually are. When you can pinpoint, you can sit there and you go, okay, so I'm pretending to the rest of the world, I'm pretending that I'm this or I am that. Welcome on board, person number 3. Feel free to leave comments, feel free to ask questions. So, or just say hi. When you can look honestly at yourself in this moment right now, and you go, okay, so I am pretending to be this or to be that. I am pretending to have everything in control, under control. I know everything. I am pretending that I am in charge of my reality. If you can move your awareness into that space and you're like, okay, hang on. That is a part of my ego. I've built up a wall or a false identity where I'm attempting to be something that's parts of me feels like I'm not. When I can accept that, if I can move my awareness into my system and I see, okay, so I'm pretending, okay, hang on, let me feel into that. Let me feel what's going on beneath that. Why am I pretending? Why am I trying to be something I'm not? Or why are you trying to be something you think you're not? Yeah? If you can move your awareness that deeply into yourself, and you accept and surrender to it, suddenly your whole system goes, then there is a deep sense of relaxation and of peace. This is where true meditation becomes extremely helpful. This is where meditation also becomes very active. What I have learned through meditation is that, yes, at first I would always go to the still point. I would always go to where I tried to sit in my inner peace. Not understanding, not realizing I was bypassing the worry, the anxiety, the uncertainty, the discomfort in my system. But as I started having more power in my system, started having more of an anchoring feeling in the root chakra and in the sacral chakra, it becomes easier to accept what's in you. See, if you don't identify completely with your outer self, then it is actually not such a scary thing to move into yourself. If you are completely identified with your idea of who you present yourself to the outer world, then it can be very scary to release that. Then we think we have something we have to live up to. So as you move your awareness into yourself, you actually end up growing. Your inner powers end up growing. And actually your chakra system will also begin to align. It will do so almost by itself as you accept what's present within. So do that as an experiment right now. Breathe into your system and ask yourself, what am I pretending right now? Is there something in my life I'm pretending I am? Or trying to portray an image? Do I have to sit in that frequency? Do I have to live in that field? Or can I, for this moment right now, you can always go back to the pretending. It's not like you can't go back into the outer world and be the outer false self, right? But the question is, Can you identify it within yourself now? And thereby surrender to what's beneath the false perception of yourself. There you go. Take another deep breath. And release. You see, it's a beautiful process of releasing that sense of stress and anxiety and worry that comes when we are trying to pretend something. When you move your awareness deeper into yourself, you recognize deeply that, there's life inside of my body. And that life force is not depending on how I present myself to the outer world. That life force is present in my heart, in my sacral chakra, in my root chakra, in my solar plexus chakra, all the time. And as we align ourselves with that power, that gets stronger and stronger. And when you then move into the world, you can come into the world with more of a feeling of authenticity and more of integrity of who you actually are. This shifts your inner frequency. So even though you haven't changed your job, you haven't changed the outer personality, like as in what you do, but you have changed the inner energetic flow that's behind it. So now you're not coming from fear. Now you're coming from an inner understanding of who you actually are. This means that there's a different vibration that you bring with you. And you are softening to your deeper self. You are softening to what's present within. And it doesn't mean we have to walk around airing our laundry everywhere. It doesn't mean we have to, if we have a regular job, we don't have to go and, oh my God, I feel so sad today. And we don't have to do that, but we have to accept what's present within in order to bring more authenticity through our system. And if you feel, if anything comes up for you, if your grief comes up for you, you breathe spaciousness into it. You accept it and you surrender. See, the word surrender is a beautiful process of releasing the ego and coming back home to who you actually are, beyond the sense of the false self. And looking at things from this perspective, it becomes kind of easy to see that if I run around wearing a mask everywhere I go, pretending like I'm something I think I'm not, there's a fear underneath that, right? That's fueled by fear. So I have a nervous energy wherever I go. I go around and I'm not authentic. That fear is what most people live in. Most of our society is built around the fear of not fitting in, not being accepted. But as you accept yourself, as you come back home and you surrender to the self, you gain access to inner power. You gain access to inner strength and to softening your energy. This means that you can still be tough, you can still be cool, you can still do whatever, but you're coming from a softer place. You're bringing awareness with you. So, I'm gonna have another sip of the cacao. There are some beautiful sacred medicines out there. Cacao being one of them. Hape being another one. The drumming is sacred medicine. The flute is sacred medicine. The beautiful rattle is sacred medicine. It can all be used in a sacred way. Apologize for my cold here, but I thought I didn't want to cancel the debut night of the live talks here on Healing with Marcus. And I was going to add one more thing. I'd like you to listen to this as well. Every morning when I do my sits at evening, when I sit in my meditation, I usually sit for an hour in the morning and maybe almost an hour at night, or maybe more in the morning. But I sit quite a lot. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to sit in the middle of the day too. It's a beautiful experience when you can keep recalibrating, keep coming back home. And I always light candles. I light candles for the four directions, the winds of the south, the east, the north, and the west. I light the candle for Earth Mother Pachamama. I light one for Saint Michael, the sword of light, sword of truth. And I light one for my brother. I light one for the power animals, Shuggle the dragon, Maya the wolf. And I light one for Sam and his brothers. These are spirit guides. And for the tribe, the kings and queens of old. And I light the candle for the ancestors who came before us. And the friends who have passed on to the other side, but they're still watching over us, guiding us. And I light another candle for the loved ones that either broke us into pieces so we could grow, or they held us in love so we grew. But regardless, love, when it enters your life, is a beautiful rite of passage. And then I light one candle for my shaman teacher, Omute. And every time I light these candles, I bring my awareness to it and I say something. And I ask for sacred space and I ask for the healing that they bring. And what came up as well, light, this is the important part. We're going to light a candle for ourselves. Light a candle for yourself. Give yourself the love, the kudos, the beauty, the power that you so happily, that I give to all the other spirit energies that I ask to come in and work with me. So lighting a candle for yourself, be thanking yourself for being alive this long, staying on earth until you could find your inner peace, so you could find your walk, your inner walk, your spiritual journey. Light a candle for yourself. Bring into awareness your inner beauty, your strength, your power, your rights to be here. The equal amount of right as each tree, each other person, each parent, each sibling. You have those rights. So you light a candle for yourself as well. This activates your sense of self-love, your sense of power in your body. And to a certain degree, your sense of self-importance. I know that sounds wrong in spiritual terms. Self-importance, that's not... When you come from where I come from, raising yourself up is very important. Putting yourself up to the same level that everybody else is very, very important. It's a huge step in the healing journey. So please, light that candle for yourself as well. Now we're going to go in and we're going to do an activation. If you're new to this, if you haven't seen them on Instagram or Facebook, then follow along, sit with an open mind. There's going to be unusual sounds that work through me with the frequencies. They work through sounds to you. Sit in your open mind. Yes. And if you have headphones, I would recommend to use the headphones. I'll give you a minute to go and get those. Yes. And for the rest of us, feel into your body, feel into your system. Take a few deep breaths, anchoring into your root chakra, anchoring into your sacral chakra. Pay attention to what it feels like in the root chakra. Pay attention to when you bring awareness and healing to the root. And if you can envision yourself growing roots into Earth Mother, this gives you even more of a sense of relaxation and surrender. With your permission, we'll be working on all your energy. Relax your body. Consciously let your shoulders down. Consciously breathe deeply into your whole body. If you notice that you're taking shallow breaths, pay attention. Pay attention. ないよだいや。えいよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよおあてやておわへよここたいや。ないやよよだいややいややややいややややいややややいややややいややややややややや。おーといよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよよはいといやとやおいとい tai, o tai, o tai, hey, o tai, hey, o tai, hey, oi, oi, o tai. Yes, there is your deep stillness. There is your silence. This is how we go beyond the mind. We don't always understand it. We go beyond the mind. Let us take 2 deep breaths together to anchor in newfound spaciousness inside of us. Breathe deeply into the root chakra, and on the release, you squeeze from the root and up. Hold it. Create space in the body. Feel it. Then squeeze the root chakra and release. Yeah. One more breath. Breathe deeply. Hold it. And release. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back into the room. I'm grateful you are here. Grateful you're paying attention to your inner calling, and that you surrender to what's present in your system now. Just feel it. So I'm gonna leave you now. You can rewatch the healing part of it or the whole thing if you want to feel the feelings that you just experienced. It works the second, the third time just as well. On Friday morning at 9 a.m., I will be live on Facebook and Instagram. And next Monday, I'll be here on Facebook again, or on YouTube again. We're going to start with this and see what happens to the YouTube station. Yes, sir. Maybe there'll be more. I'm very grateful you are here. I'm grateful we get to share this journey into our inner healing space. How we surrender to what is. Have a beautiful evening or morning, wherever you are. Namaste and aho. Thank you and bye.